Very rarely do you find amputees in the gym. I honestly can't even think of one time in my life that I've ever seen just an amputee work out in a public gym. And I think there's something to be said that when you become an amputee, you start having these like limitations, and you think like, man, I can't go to the gym. You know, there's no way. Like, how would I be able to work out? It's already hard enough when you got all your limbs. And then the other thing is that there's just that self-confidence. You feel like you look like a attraction site or something. You look weird or whatever. And I own it. I love it, man. Kids come up to me and it's so funny. They think it's like, you think I'm like a superhero. Like I got this robot leg, and they're just like, wow, this is cool. You know, for the most part, I think if you just own who you are, it inspires people, it empowers people. I mean, there's been so many people I've met at the gym where they're just like, man, I mean, seeing you work out, dude, I'm just like, man, no excuses. You know what I mean? It's so funny. I just trying to, again, live a life that empowers people no matter what.
My name is Myles. I'm a husband, I'm a father. I have 3 kids, well, 3rd kid on the way. I'm a first generation American, and my wife and I, we got married like 2 years ago. We moved from Atlanta. We live here in Greenville, South Carolina. I love my family. It's so fun. We are always looking for the next trip, the next adventure. It was October 18th of 2020. I was coming home from the gym, and I just remember like lights just getting really, really, really bright, like super fast. And I don't remember the impact, really the feel, but basically I was hit by a drunk driver. I believe the driver was going somewhere around 90 miles per hour and just smashed like head on into the car. And it's just so crazy how life can just change in an instant. It was so bad they had to rip the car apart just for me to get out of it. That's about as much as I remember. And then just fast forward, I'm in the hospital. Everything was really time sensitive, so they had to ask a question that I don't think anybody is ever ready for, but they basically had to ask me if I was okay with having my leg amputated. I remember waking up and pretty much all of my limbs were wrapped up. I do remember looking down and just seeing like your leg just honestly cut off. It's a little dark, but there were times where I just kind of thought if I had just passed away, I wouldn't be feeling all this stuff I'm feeling, because it was really, really painful. And I just had to take a moment to just remember that what happened, and I am here now. And I need to put my mind in a state that will help my situation and not hinder my situation. And the way I was able to transition out of that was just to remember that I have a family, I have purpose. I started to really spend time thinking about all the ways that I could put myself in a better position. Like, how do I feel about the person who hit me? And I started to spend time going through the forgiveness process. Many years of personal development and just my faith in God, all of it just rushed in and took over. I just had a sense of peace knowing that, hey, I'm alive. Even though this isn't necessarily what I would have expected, I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna figure out how to get through, I'm gonna push through. So I was just focused on recovery. Like, I gotta figure out how to just get back up. But it was a long process of really just learning how to do the basic skills. And I think the whole recovery process was probably about 6.5, 7 months. This accident has shined light on what it means to just never give up, that you just never know what happens in your life, and you have to have the ability to just bounce back, because we all go through different challenges. I know that obviously what I went through is just crazy, and I'm still going through it every day. It won't ever be over, right? I still have to deal with my sustaining injuries, my prosthetic every day. What it did for me is just, it showed me that if I could get through this, man, there's nothing I can't do. I think it's one thing to put your faith in God. I think it's another thing to put your faith in God and have a life-changing experience that will really test that faith. I think a lot of people would ask, how do you feel about the person who hit you? Honestly, I've never felt any sort of animosity or anything towards her. It's not like the lady who was drinking, woke up that day and was like, I just can't wait to drink and smack this car into someone else and change their life. It was a mistake. And then you have to ask yourself, well, have I made a mistake? And I have, right? And we've all made mistakes. And I'm sure any mistake we would make, we would hope that that person would forgive us.
I really had to get in the mindset is what I look like physically. You could really easily have some self-confidence issues. I got scars everywhere, skin grafts, my whole arm here, and still some burn scars there. So I just really, really made it a priority to say, these are my battle wounds, and I can't run away from them, so I can at least make them as beautiful as I can.
Life is not about being easy, right? Life is about being worth it. It's not the size of the problem, it's the size of you. It's so important for you to have the mindset before you're focused on what the outside looks like, right? Because it's the inside that really matters, that really creates what's going on the outside. So now today, I do different things in real estate. So I fix and flip homes. I love bringing houses back to life and revitalizing them in neighborhoods. I own rental property today, so I love serving people in the community and creating an environment where someone can rent a home until they, figure out what they're going to do, in the future. Maybe they want to travel and they just want to have that mobility. Maybe they're saving up to buy a house, whatever it is. And then I wholesale real estate, so I serve other real estate investors. This year, my goal is to own 50 rental properties and hopefully get to the point where we're flipping about 3 to 5 houses a year. For me, when that accident happened, it was about not focusing so much on the big picture as it is about where I am right now. Because what happened, and where I'm going, I know this is not gonna last forever and I'm gonna move forward and go where I need to go, but I really have today right now. Because yesterday is in the past. Tomorrow, none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. So what can I do today? And what is a day made up of? It's all these different moments throughout that day. So the whole key is, as you move through your day, how can you challenge yourself to be the best that you can be? We weren't put on this earth to just get through the day. We weren't put on this earth to just survive. And even when I was hit by this truck driver, it was almost like I'm surviving, right? But I don't think I survived my accident. I thrived through this thing.
Hey, 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 hey.